So here's another episode of Ohio Wildlife History. The year is 1857. Now, we have to remember at this time, again, Ohio became a state by 1803, and we talked about in our one episode that we lost the American bison. And then since that time, more people were moving into Ohio and destroying the natural areas to convert to farmland, especially farmland, because Ohio was actually number one in wheat production. And so because of that, people were getting excited and say, hey, let's go out to Ohio and we'll become rich. And next thing you know, all of our natural areas were disappearing. And then other than natural areas, of course, a lot of our other wildlife. And we'll definitely talk about some of the other wildlife that we lost throughout the time period. But 1857, by this time, a lot of our wildlife have already been extirpated or local extinction. But this is the year I say that Ohio tried to protect its natural resources or its wildlife. They basically said, hey, we're starting to realize that these animals are disappearing. We're not seeing as many as we used to. And so they tried to create laws to protect fish, songbirds, and white-tailed deer. Now, the only problem with this is there wasn't really any wildlife officers. Now, I'm not sure in Ohio, but I do know in other parts of the United States there were things what was called game reeves, which were kind of our modern-day game wardens. But the Ohio Division of Wildlife, or the Ohio Fish Commission, doesn't come until later on in time. And so, unfortunately, there's really no way to enforce these laws. And we still have to remember, too, this is way before Walmart and Kroger's and McDonald's and all those places. So, I mean, people were still needing to raise livestock for their livelihood and had to go out hunting to support their families. But what the problem was people went absolutely crazy. And like I tell kids, and I said, well, if I killed 100 deer and you killed 100 deer and your neighbor killed 100 deer, well, next thing you know it, those resources diminish really, really quick. And this is a big reason why it's still important to protect all of our natural resources, including wildlife across the world. Now, to kind of change subjects, this cute little guy, the pygmy shrew, the very first Ohio record was discovered around the Zanesville area, which is in southern Ohio. And after that discovery, the next one was found 118 years later, so quite a bit of time. So some kind of fun and some kind of sad news about 1857, but again, it's the year that Ohio tried to protect natural resources.